So I got hired for another Halo event. This time, this was the Worlds event. This is the biggest event that Halo puts on. It's in Seattle, their hometown. I was asked by Loose Films again to come out, cover the event while they are, off doing skits and docs for the main presentation. And being that esports is where I want to be, where I want to put all my time into, anytime these opportunities come up, I am eternally grateful. And it's also nice to know that I did a good enough job last time that they decided to go ahead and bring me back out. So this is a 3-day weekend event. I was supposed to be hired for 4 days to help out with Media Day on Thursday, but me and my wife just got back from Switzerland celebrating our 5-year anniversary, and I didn't return back to the United States until Thursday night. I then went to bed for about 4 hours and then got on a plane to Seattle where I would finish out the weekend doing this event. So just like the last event, which I made a vlog on if you're curious to see how that goes, I go a lot more in depth on that one than I will in this one, but I am covering the event, I'm gathering B-roll, I'm bringing it to the editors. That way they can make the bumpers throughout the weekend. And I'm essentially just looking for really key moments. I'm looking for good B-roll shots. I'm looking for big reactions from teams. I'm making sure I'm there at the upsets. And then on top of that, I'm just looking for nice visual pieces that the editors can use. And I'm keeping up with what teams are winning, because as the weekend goes on, they really want to narrow it down to filming only the teams that are projected to be top 4. I've got to keep an eye on who's winning, who's doing well, and making sure that I'm capturing enough footage for them to be able to create that hype bumper reel when Grand Final starts on Sunday. So one thing that was new for me is using anamorphic lenses. Blake from SSG, where I used to work, rented these anamorphic lenses for the Sony FX6 and let me borrow them throughout the entirety of the event. And it was phenomenal. I have never shot anamorphic before, and it just made the FX6 feel like what it's supposed to feel like. Very cinematic, very movie-like. Playing with the anamorphic flares was really fun, that widescreen aspect ratio. I was actually very impressed by the Sirui lenses. I think that for a budget-friendly option, they're really cool. And this is coming from a point of not having any experience in anamorphic. So I'm speaking purely with a lack of knowledge in what maybe the higher-end anamorphics look like. But I was thoroughly impressed. I had a great time shooting on them. And it's definitely opening me up to purchasing some in the future for later events and just personal use.
Pew, pew, pew.
Blake, what's your first impression of the Sirui lenses?
I'd like to be able to focus a little closer than 3 feet. 7 out of 10. We needed to step back a little bit. There's some wobbles that was kind of weird and annoying.
Yeah, it's very niche, I'd say. It's very niche.
Because the problem is, like, even when I made the recap, putting the bars, regular footage, and then your shot, it doesn't, like, you can't go back and forth. You really have to be intentful. You can't share the footage, and bop it, get something,
Speaking of $20,000 lenses, this is the rig that the Loose Films guys use as their main documentary cam. Makes my FX6 look like a toy. So this is definitely one of the coolest parts of these events. Being able to get full access stage in the middle of the games. Doesn't matter if it's championship game or playoff game or whatever. I get to be up there filming however I want, wherever I want. And in this case, this was the championship finals game. There was actually a huge upset, and being able to be up there, capture all the raw emotions, just really cool and unique. And it's just a cool opportunity to be in this. Not a lot of people that get access to these events get access to the stage like this. So it's definitely a cool perspective, and it's what makes these Halo events so special and so exciting. A lot of esports events do not allow you to be this up close and personal with the players during the game. You're usually sitting off the stage somewhere and you're having to shoot tight, like I was doing in the Boston documentary that I was filming a few weeks ago. So that's why I really love doing these Halo events whenever the opportunity comes up. It just allows you to get way more creative with the storytelling. So this was definitely one of my favorite Halo events to film altogether. It was just the most amount of people I've seen since the very first Halo event, nearly 2 years ago, I think. And it was just so electrifying in there. The fans are going crazy. The storyline was great. There was a big upset for the win at the end. And it just felt so creative this time around as opposed to the last few times. A bunch of cool people I was working next to. A lot of my friends were here that I've met over the past few years. And it was such a cool way to wrap up the Halo season. This moment right here was the upset. I was tasked with filming the losing team, and this is last year's world champion and multiple major winners. I mean, these guys are unstoppable, and FaZe ended up winning this whole event with a bracket reset upset, and it was awesome. And a lot of people might be upset about having to capture the losing team because, you know, the winners are going to give you a big reaction, but as you can see here, I mean, you're getting big emotions from these players. They're upset. They know that they probably should have won that. They had the winners bracket advantage. And so I love being able to film stuff like that. I think being able to capture the emotion and stuff is just as cool as being able to capture like the big exciting moments. So as soon as I got the emotions of the losing team, I ran down here real fast to get the behind shot of them lifting the trophy. You could see the crowd just kind of bum rushing. This is why I always tend to come to the back. There's 100 cameras down there, people with their phones, broadcast, everybody who works for the org is all trying to get the big winning shot. So after all that's said and done, the photographer is going to get his photos with them all holding the trophy. I'm going to take the opportunity to grab some more B-roll, just get some nice clean shots. These LED screens in the back are like really nice backgrounds for this type of stuff, and this is the only time you're going to get shots like this. Everybody's smiling, everything. So definitely take advantage whenever you can to get stuff like this. There's Ori running that big behemoth of a camera. All in all, this was just such a great event. I couldn't ask for a better one. I love the upsets. I love the storyline that was produced here, and I cannot wait to hopefully make it out to the next year. The last thing I want to share is this text message that I received from the producer who was part of hiring me. They hired me the first time based off of just kind of what they seen. They hired me the second time based off of what I provided. So hopefully it increases my chances of being brought back next year. And if it does, that is good money for me, good opportunity, and it puts me in a position of passion. If you don't have a media badge, you definitely need to get one. These are extremely cheap to make. They don't have to be legit. This is one that my sister printed off and laminated for me. I threw it in a card holder that I got on Amazon. I'll put a link to that below. It will save you so much money when you're traveling.
Like to, but I can't, oh I can't help falling in love, all alone, but with you.